Today I'm taking a look at the Minisopuru 16-in-1 triple display docking station. Okay, so there is the dock. We got nice rubber feet on the bottom, so you don't have to worry about sliding around. We got a power button, so we can actually turn this off. We got SDTF cards, two 10GB USB-A ports, two 10GB USB-C ports, a 30-watt power delivery port that's also USB-C 10GB, headphone jack, USB-A for mouse and keyboard. And then on the back, we got our power port. We got the port that goes to the computer. We got Display 1, Display 2, and then Display Alt mode. So with each of these, you can choose if you want to use HDMI or DisplayPort. So I like that a lot. Display 1 and Display 2 are both capable of 4K 60Hz, and the DisplayPort Alt mode is capable of 8K at 30Hz. And this also has an Ethernet port, so if you don't want to use Wi-Fi, we can use that. So we got a nice thick boy power cable. This does have the pins that fold up, which is nice. So if we want to pack this in a bag, we don't have to worry about that jabbing into anything. And it says that's capable of 100 to 240 volts. So that's good for international or domestic. And it outputs 5.83 amps at 24 volts. So a total output of 140 watts. We got our instructions. We have an adapter for USB-C to USB-A. That's nice. We have a nice braided USB-C cable. This is neat. So we actually got the driver included. That's very nice because most of the time if you got to get a driver, you actually have to go to the website and download it. This one, they actually included that on a thumb drive. So plug in power, and I'm going to plug in my host port, and I will plug that into my laptop. Let's turn it on. Okay, cool. So you do have a light on there, so we know the thing is actually on. So now I'm going to plug in my monitor to DisplayPort 1. So that picked it up, and we are running right away. So that's nice for me. I didn't have to do anything extra. I just plug it in, and it literally works. Now I can take files and folders. I can drag that over to my other screen, so I can do work here on my laptop. I can watch a video on the other monitor. Once you go dual monitor, you can really never go back. And the fact that we actually have a triple display on here, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to go back from that, really. So I want to do a speed test on this USB port, and it did pick that up right away. Okay, cool. So we are getting the full 10 gigabit per second speeds. So for the sequential 1 megabyte, 8 process 1 thread, we got the 1029 on the read and a 51 on the write. For the sequential 1 megabyte, 1 process 1 thread, we got 616 and 776. For the around 4K 32 process 1 thread, we got 184 and 223. And for the worst case scenario, around a 4K 1 process 1 thread, we got 25 and 79. So excellent speeds for a USB thumb drive. Now I am curious if I unplug power, it does still say that we have power. So that means that that 140 watt power supply that is supplying power to the dock is also supplying power from the dock to the laptop. So I don't even need to supply the laptop power supply anymore. It says the max is 85 watts charge per laptop, which is plenty for me because this only uses 45 watts. So now I want to check the SD card, and it did pick that up right away. And let's do a speed test on that. Okay, so this is about what I would expect to see out of a UHS 1 reader. So for the read, we got 95, and for the write, we got 78. So not blazingly fast, but I will get the files off the card and onto the computer. So let's check the mouse and keyboard port. And yes, that does work. I would have been surprised if it didn't. So the last thing I want to check is the Ethernet. And we can see that we have both lights on there, and they are both on. And it does say that we are connected to LAN now. So yes, that does work. So overall, that is a really awesome dock. I mean, the fact that we got 3 display ports on there, we can supply 85 watts of power to the laptop, so I didn't have to plug my power supply in anymore. And we have full 10 gigabit USB ports. That is an awesome dock.